Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Dual Destinies. Previously, we began the second phase of the trial, the second trial phase, I should say, and we started grilling Dr. Crab, and we managed to prove that the Orca did indeed witness the murder as it happened. We danced tantalizingly close to the prospect of cross-examining Orla, the Orca, but I don't think it's to be, at least not yet. I refuse to give up on this flame of hope that we can cross-examine the Orca. At any rate, suspicion was flip-flopping back and forth between Dr. Crab and Marlon Rimes. We've actually called Rimes to the stand to testify now. He is being surprisingly forthcoming by saying he'll speak the truth, but time will tell if he's actually going to, if he's just lying, or if his perception of the events are incorrect and he thinks he's telling the truth. But it's our job to find the actual, real truth, so let's get into this. Sasha's lying to protect that Orca. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the Orca pool. Incident happened before the Orca was moved to the show pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the water. 30 feet? So I thought the Orca should pay the consequences. Now we're back to the Orca again. I did not see that testimony coming. Now wait just 1 minute. Yesterday, Orla was proven innocent. Besides, you said Orla was in the show pool doing the cleaning. I didn't want to sell Sasha out. That's why I didn't tell the truth. But the fact is, all three of us, the captain, Sasha, and me, were cleaning the pool room. But Dr. Crab and Miss Buckler both said you were at the show stage. Well, the only thing Dr. Crab knew about the cleaning was what I told him. I didn't give him a whole lot of details either. Maybe he misunderstood. And Sasha is lying to protect the Orca. She can't tell the truth. Sasha put blood on the skull rock herself to make a fake blood stain. I think it's pretty brave of her to let herself get arrested to protect the Orca. Mr. Rimes, how can you lie like that? It's the truth. Besides, wouldn't it be better for you if I wasn't lying? If the Orca did it, you win your case. What? This is all very hard to believe. But if Mr. Rimes' story is true, Miss Buckler would be innocent and the Orca would be the killer. Meaning, if we turned our backs on Orla, we could save Sasha. Having a witness lie to save your own client. What a dirty, underhanded tactic, right, Dono?
Objection!
Yesterday, the defense proved Orla was not guilty. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? All you gotta do is admit the Orca did it and Sasha goes free. Isn't a lawyer supposed to act in his client's best interest? But that wouldn't be acting in her interest. Miss Buckler believes Orla is innocent. And we, of course, believe that Miss Buckler herself is innocent too. Acting in the client's best interest is an important part of our job as lawyers. Using dirty means to win a verdict would destroy our client's faith in us. That's right. We believe in both Miss Buckler and Orla's innocence. Huh? I just don't understand how you can treat a human and an Orca equally. Sasha or the Orca? You can only save one of them. I don't know about that. I think I can save them both. All I have to do is disprove your testimony. Oh yeah? Then go ahead and try. I will do just that. If I can't tear down his testimony, I won't be able to save both of them. I have to find a weak spot and start tearing. Well, here we go. I'll take this bit by bit, even though I'm pretty sure I already know what's wrong. Sasha is lying to protect that orca.
Hold it!
What exactly do you claim Miss Buckler is lying about? Sasha put that bloodstain on the skull rock and stuff herself as false evidence. She left fake traces to try and save the orca.
Objection!
Witness, if you keep talking nonsense, I will seal your mouth shut. The defense supports the prosecution's idea. What? Oh, that's a first. But, Mr. Wright, my testimony helps your client. You ought to be happy. I want to save both Orla and Miss Buckler. I won't accept anything less. Now that that's understood, please continue with your testimony. Fine. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool.
Hold it!
When the victim was killed, how much water was in the pool? It was before the pool was drained for cleaning, so it was full. You went into the orca pool room and saw this yourself. Dr. Crabbe said that you were at the show stage.
Objection!
But it's possible that Dr. Crabbe was misinformed or that he misunderstood. The witness already explained this. Why are you taking this meaningless tack? If you want to play games, Taka here would be more than happy to play with you. We'd better be careful how we press the witness. Taka is watching us like a hawk. Or a falcon, could be either. Witness, continue. The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool.
Hold it!
So you're saying the incident took place before the cleaning began? Yeah, I guess so. The captain, Sasha, and I were gonna do the cleaning together. It's much more efficient than trying to have just one person do it alone. In the defense's case, however, more lawyers means simply more lawyers, nothing more. What? You're one to talk? All you have on your side is a cantankerous bird. What about me? I'm up here all alone. Are you people done? That's... yeah. Oh, I like your rhymes. You need the witness to keep you focused. For shame, right, Dono? You started it. Hey, I was the only one who kept my mouth shut. Anyway, the incident happened in the orca pool before the cleaning got started. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the water.
Hold it!
Can an orca even do that? Send a person flying up into the air like that? Yep, of course. I've seen orcas bashing seals 60 feet into the air. So naturally, Orla could do that to the captain too. What a frightening thought. And you mention it so casually, Mr. Rhymes. Well, what else can I say? It's the truth. Mr. Rhymes is claiming that Orla killed the victim by sending him flying into the air. But would something like that even be possible in the orca pool room? There's something about that statement that bothers me. And so you witnessed the moment the victim was killed by the orca, is that right? Exactly. So I thought the orca should pay the consequences.
Hold it!
And that's why you put the sleeping drug in Orla's food. Ahoy! Yo, 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 ho, ho! Sasha could be found guilty if you let her be, but if the orca died, Sasha could go free. I thought if the orca was already dead, Sasha might tell the truth and free herself. It might seem cruel, but a man kill an animal has to be put down. The culprit must have tried to do away with Orla because she was a witness to the crime. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he try to protect Sasha? Huh, I I'm sensing some very complex emotions from Mr. Rhymes. I need more information before I can do a proper analysis. If I'm going to tear down his testimony, then I guess I have to present evidence. Of course, we don't believe Mr. Rhymes' testimony, but he's suggesting the murder took place in the Orca pool. Unless we can disprove that, we won't be able to save both Orla and Sasha. Kill the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and make him slam into the water. Okay, so the pool was full at like 60, yeah, okay, 65 feet fall into the pool. If the pool was full and Orla bashed the captain into the air, sure, there'd be room to go 30 feet up, but you'd only fall 30 feet as a result. You can't go, what was it? 30 feet high? Yeah, no. It's impossible for him to fall 65 feet.
Objection!
There we go. When lies are piled on top of each other, contradictions start to emerge. This time is no different. Are you saying there's some kind of inconsistency in my testimony? That's exactly what I'm saying. You claim that the victim was sent flying about 30 feet into the air. But the autopsy report shows that the apparent cause of death to be from a 65-foot fall. What? Additionally, in your testimony a moment ago, you said at 3:30 a.m. on the 20th there was still water in the Orca pool. With the pool being 65 feet deep, there is only 30 feet between the water and the ceiling. If the pool was full of water as you claimed, it would be impossible for the victim to fall about 65 feet, as the autopsy states. Ugh. Got him there. Mr. Rhymes claimed he was in the Orca pool room so he could make these statements. But the truth must be he was at the show stage, just as Dr. Crabbe and Sasha testified. I believe that brings us back round to the Orca didn't do it. I didn't believe the witness's testimony from the outset. I am grateful to you, Right Dono, for shutting the witness up. As I thought, the only person who could have killed the victim is Sasha Buckler. That fact still remains, whether the witness was the one who tried to kill the Orca or not. Son of a... Mr. Rhymes is right about one thing. His testimony was advantageous to our case. But pointing out the contradiction in his statement will only drive us into a corner. As Prosecutor Blackwell said, suspicion against Miss Buckler is now deepened. Uh-oh. If I don't do something fast, the judge is going to find Sasha guilty. Mr. Wright, isn't there anything we can do? There has to be a way to prove Sasha is innocent. At a time like this, the thing to do is turn my thinking around. Oh, I love it when he does that. Instead of trying to prove that Sasha couldn't have done it, I have to think about what made it possible for somebody else to have done it. As long as the crime scene is the Orca pool room, then Sasha is the only one who could have committed the crime. No need for pity, your baldness. Just finish him off with a swift verdict. It appears the defense has no objections. Very well, I will give my verdict.
Hold it!
Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict. But you were so quiet, Mr. Wright. Do you have something to say now? The defense has a counter-argument. You do? Pitiful. Such desperation. You look pale. Are you sure you're prepared to make this counter-argument? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Never forget those words, no matter how many years go by. Even though it's probably just a bluff, I'll give it to them with a smile. What if the scene of the crime was somewhere else? The scene of the crime? Somewhere else? What? You're finding fault with the police investigation now? As I understand it, the prosecution's argument is as follows. The scene of the crime was the Orca pool room. Only the defendant and victim entered that room when there was no water in the pool. Therefore, only the defendant could have committed the crime. That is correct. But if the scene of the crime was not the Orca pool room, then somebody other than the defendant could have committed the crime. Are you sure you know where you're going with this? I might not be too sure, but I can't back down now. Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong, but this isn't one of your bluffs by any chance. Of course not. The judge knows me far too well. And do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was? Yes, of course. Think, Phoenix, think. Think of a place other than the Orca pool room where one could fall to one's death. Then by all means, please share your theory with the court. Where was the real scene of the murder? Yeah, the show pool. After all, there's a... Yeah, my God, was I right? I mean, I've long theorized that the body may have been carted in and wheeled over and then dropped into the Orca pool. But if it's at the ceiling, how then would the autopsy show a 65-foot drop? That is a question. And nevertheless, there's a strong possibility it could have happened at the show pool. Now, this is a 65-foot drop too, if this orientation and scale is matching. Let's give it a shot.
Take that!
The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would be just as possible to fall to one's death there as the Orca pool. Right, Dono. What you're doing is a disgrace to your profession. I sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting. Of course I do. I will, as soon as I think of something. The victim's body was found in the Orca pool. How do you explain that?
Objection!
How about if, after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the Orca pool? How about if? What kind of presentation of your argument is that? You had better have a reasonable explanation of how the body was moved. There's no turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Was there something at the scene that could have been used to move the body? Yep. Here we go, I've been waiting for this. Though, we're gonna run into some trouble because the only way this can be operated is from in this room, so I'm pretty sure the point is moot as it stands.
Take that!
The hoist runs between the Orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the Skull Rock. The stretcher could also have been used to move the dead body. Yes, if the stretcher can move Orca or the Skull Rock, it seems likely it could also move a dead body as well. Wow, somehow that worked. I just might be able to pull this off. If the show pool was the scene of the crime, somebody else could have done it.
Objection!
You desperately spew conjecture, and now you even make up a crime scene. The cuffs come off. Ugh! Eek! Not again! You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. And even your fabrication is half-baked. It's a disgrace. What do you mean, half-baked? The hoist can be operated from the Orca pool room only. And the only person who entered the Orca pool room was the defendant. So even if the body was moved, the only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself. Yarg! Oh no. Who could have seen this coming? Oh no. I did. Order? So it comes back to the defendant, no matter which pool it was. Meaning, I can't clear Sasha either way. Sasha said she moved Orla in the Skull Rock, and I believe her. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it? Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to Prosecutor Blackwell's claim? No way. Hold up. Oh, can I not pull up the footage? The security cam footage? Oh, it's gone, isn't it? Orla also rammed into it. Yeah, oh my god, looking at the scale of that rock compared to the Orca. Captain Jack's body was stuffed into this rock. It's meant to hold the treasure from the show. But someone put the body in it. And the footage we saw, the security cam in black and white, it showed Orla headbutting it repeatedly. Maybe opening it up? Causing Captain Jack's body to drift out of it. Oh my god. I think that's it. Yo. Oh my god, I think I got it. Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to Prosecutor Blackwell's claim? Do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? You bet I have one, because the alternative is just unconscionable. Oh! You may or may not have heard the sound of my palm colliding with my face. Oh boy. Oh, I am such a dumbass. The defense has an objection. Alright, fine. Let's hear this objection then. Well, my objection is... I can't admit I haven't thought of one. Mr. Wright, you just felt like saying you had an objection, didn't you? Yes, Your Honor. Well, I just feel like giving you a penalty. I deserve that. The hoist could only be operated from the Orca pool room. Furthermore, the defendant is the only one who entered the Orca pool room. Therefore, the defendant is the only one who could have moved the body. There are no inconsistencies in Prosecutor Blackwell's claim itself. But the only things Sasha moved are Orla and the Skull Rock. So that must mean Sasha moved the body without realizing it. I admit, I don't see any problems with Prosecutor Blackwell's claim per se. Miss Buckler must have been the one who moved the body. What? Mr. Wright, are you admitting the defendant committed the murder? No. I'm simply conceding that she was the only one who could have moved the body. However, I contend Miss Buckler was not aware that is what she was doing. The culprit made her move it, unbeknownst to her. The defendant moved a dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body. How could that be possible? The body was found in the orca pool. It must have been moved there somehow. I might find some kind of hint in the things she moved with the stretcher. The culprit made Miss Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence.
Take that!
The skull rock. Miss Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the skull rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Miss Buckler moved to the orca pool are Orla and the skull rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the skull rock. What? Hidden inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the orca pool with the hoist. At the show stage, Marlon Rimes loaded up the skull rock with a body inside. And then he used the walkie-talkie to let Miss Buckler know the rock was loaded. Miss Buckler operated the hoist from the orca pool room and moved the stretcher. She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside. Do you really think there's enough space inside the skull rock to place a body? The swashbuckler flyer indicates it could be possible. Please focus on the question at the bottom left. Oh, it says, who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock? In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow. What's more, if the body was inside the skull rock, it explains the remaining unanswered questions. Such as? Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Mr. Plume witnessed. Yeah! Where did the body that Mr. Plume saw come from? Please recall, what was Orla doing to the skull rock at this time? She was headbutting it. Oh! That's right. Orla's ramming released the body from the skull rock. The body had been placed inside the skull rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was, in fact, the show stage pool.
Silence!
What rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence.
Objection!
It's easy enough to verify what I say. Take a look inside the skull rock for yourself. You should find some kind of proof that the body was there. Blood, fibers, hair. Well, got him there. Mr. Wright, that was incredible. You turned things completely around. And to think, it all started with that half-baked bluff, too. Whew. That was a close one. Did you really have to add that last bit? If the murder took place at the show stage, then who is the perpetrator? It is, naturally, the person who was at the show stage. Mr. Rimes, weren't you the one who loaded the skull rock into the stretcher at the show stage? Haha. Wow, Mr. Wright. That was some pretty smart brain work you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. I tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me. Are you confessing you gave false testimony before, Mr. Rimes? That's perjury. Yeah. What Mr. Wright says is true. The body was inside the skull rock. You knew? And it's true the captain was killed in the show pool, too. What? He's admitting it that easily? This time, I'm going to tell you the whole truth about what happened that day. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, boy. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectator's screams clearly. That implies a lot of witnesses to this moment? What? All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. What? Okay. So now we're back to the orca again, I see. If you were going to give testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand? All I'm doing is telling the truth. Yeah, you said that before, pal. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular. So I suggested she hide the body in the skull rock and move it to the orca pool. I was gonna figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. The orca's the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Sasha. So it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the skull rock? But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion. So why? Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this to me? Athena, do you mean you heard something? Yep, noise, discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart. So that means somewhere in his testimony there's an inconsistency in his emotions. All right, Athena, give him a good counseling session. You got it, boss. Huh? What's this? What are you getting, Athena? Huh. This testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up. Those two emotions appear to be running out of control. Out of control emotions? Is that going to be a problem? We'll have to probe their cause if we want to get to his true emotions and testimony. There might even be odd or unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of. All right. Let's probe for the cause of his out-of-control emotions, then. I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. When you see something off in a statement, press probe. Next, point to what's causing Mr. Rhymes' out-of-control emotions. Finally, press probe to complete the process. When emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help. Great. All right. I'll get started comparing the statements with the images. Yeah, I guess I have to re-tutorialize some stuff in case people buy this DLC and then jump right into it for some reason. Oh man, happiness and surprise aren't anywhere, okay. Okay, so immense sadness and distress and anger. Huh. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectators' screams clearly. Cleams? Why would it be angry that they'd scream? All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. How could you protect it if there's that many witnesses? When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. I'm not noticing a single difference anywhere. It's all the same. What? Help. What could be the cause of his out-of-control sadness and anger? It'd be hard to find them both at the same time. Let's concentrate on probing just one. He did make one odd statement I was wondering about. I highly doubt there were any spectators at the scene of the crime. Oh yeah, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Hey, good point. That just doesn't fit. It might be the cause of his out-of-control emotions. Let's try pointing to the spectators. Okay. I know. Thank you, Sasha. Sasha? No, Athena. Okay. Oh, I'm not... Oh. Well, that's new. Okay. I get it.
Got it!
I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us the true crime scene right away. What? Oh, right, of course. I just made a mistake. Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectator's part was what was making him sad. I wonder why he would make that mistake saying spectators were there. How strange. The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another. Oh, Azura. Like he was in a similar situation before, and it was deeply imprinted on his heart. A situation where an orca killed somebody and there were spectators there. Hey, I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is... the case from last year.
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped and said the owner was killed in front of spectators. What? How did you... You're right. I did see the orca kill somebody a year ago. But what about it? I was just one of the spectators. Really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about that incident last year.
Silence!
Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point. Beep. Boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? Huh. There is one piece that comes to mind that might explain his sadness. Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rime's sadness. Here we go.
Take that!
Azura Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm. Hey, what are you doing with that charm? It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you. I guess I need to push him just a little harder to make him admit it. When Mr. Rhyme said the word charm, he was very rattled. We better examine this charm a little more. Good idea. Let's look inside it. Huh? What's this? A photograph. Oh, they look so happy together. Huh. Yeah, I see their charms on their wrists. Hey, this is... Azura Summers and Marlon Rimes. Mr. Rimes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you? So what if we were a couple? Doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case. You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to the current case?
Silence!
The only thing you revealed was the witness's connection to the victim of last year's incident. What does the witness's past have to do with the case at hand? I don't know yet. But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at. Okay. Obviously, being angry at Orla would make sense, but we're looking for discrepancies. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. Info update. I can still remember the captain's dead body clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. Now, Sasha should be clear in another room. She shouldn't have been there with you in this. I want to say it was Captain Jack who stuffed Azura's body into the Skull Rock 1 year ago. I think it's this. I think it's this.
Got it!
So what's the cause of Mr. Rhymes' intense anger? Well, I don't think it was directed at that. Oh. Let's think about who he was really angry at and why. I mean, you could be angry at her for finding the body?
Got it!
I'm not being penalized, so that's nice. Okay. Okay, angry at Orla for finding the body.
Got it!
That makes sense. Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you? Angry? Had an orca? Why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then show me some proof. Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? Yeah, the orca killed your girlfriend. I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. This charm indicates that you were Azura Summer's boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend, and so you've been angry at Orla. All right, I'll admit it. I'll never forgive that orca. Azura is dead, and that orca is still swimming around happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that orca is a killer. You're right, I want that orca to pay. There. Do you feel good dragging up a person's past? But it still doesn't change anything. Ugh, he's right. I disagree. It does change things. His out-of-control emotion quieted down. Now we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion. Okay, this must be the standard one. Here's his actual emotions unclouded. So, you saw this, it made you angry and distressed. You were distressed to see him hit the water. Lots of distress, lots of anger. Okay. Yeah, I guess you would be sad and angry that the orca's being protected by someone. You have it out for that orca after all. Okay, your emotions have remained stable when you freaked? According to my analysis, Mr. Rhymes is usually a very calm person. Let's see if we can find any inconsistencies between his words and his emotions. Yeah. You know what? This doesn't make sense. If you had it out for the orca, you should be glad that somebody witnessed the orca with a body. Why were you angry at this? When we view your emotions alongside your testimony, we find the unexpected emotion. Wait a minute. There really isn't anything... What? Whoa, what? Huh? What do you mean? That made sense, right? You should be happy that Orla found the body and exposed it to the witness, right? Huh? Why would it make you distressed? No? What? By all means, he should be happy about this. It's bad for Orla, so she'd be happy. Well, anger is very loud here, so let's try it. No? I don't understand what the game's going for, and I feel like I'm gonna feel real dumb soon. So I just want to rush through this because the noise is so friggin' annoying. I don't know why they made it this bad. Final brute force this. This is stupid. I don't get it. So, lovely weather lately, I guess. Oh, who am I kidding? No, this weather sucks. It's a massive heat wave. It's currently 11:20 at night, and I'm sweaty. I'm sweaty in my room trying to record here. I already did sad on this one. I think I did. Okay, I think I may have missed one at the start. Son of a gun, I just had an idea. Yeah, okay, maybe I need to point out the complete lack of happiness? What do I do? What? When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, you freaked, really? That's such a specific definition of freaked. You couldn't be angry freaked. Ugh. What are you getting at? With Mr. Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly as you'd hoped? Yeah, so that's my point. Why would it would be super weird that he was angry about it? It's weird. He should be happy. Why is there anger at that moment? Oh, that does not make sense. It does not make sense. I had it right instantly. You all saw it. In order to have Orla put down, you made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene. So you figured it all that out, did ya? Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it? I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the orca. But you leave me no choice. Huh? Is that the fish bucket? What? I'm sorry. Did he drink Popeye's spinach? What? That is okay. Okay, there have been ridiculous transformations that completely change how you look at a character. But this is crossing a line to straight up ridiculousness. Hey, remember Ace Attorney 2? Justice for All? Remember that one where all a character did was flip up just a tiny bit of his hair that was hanging down, and suddenly he was like completely transformed? This is a different human being right here. And also, the calm and gentle voice I gave him does not fit at all. Anymore, so whatever. Wait. Those marks on his body, those are orca tooth bites, aren't they? Now it's time to get serious. Ahoy, what? Yo, ho. Ahoy, me meat brothers represent. Meat brothers? Take me words and pop them in your... No! Stop it! I do not want any meat brothers in my mouth to pop in my mouth, no. What is going on? Where did this pirate fellow come from? He looks like a completely different person. Order? If we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackquill will yell at us. That's a wonderful motivation. Oh, he's having a heart attack. Even Prosecutor Blackquill is at a loss for words. So I plan to have that wrench be a witness. Arr, you caught me out. Okay, I need to ham it up. It's time. So I plan to have that wench be a witness. Arr, you caught me out. It'd be true, I thought that orca's murderous ways should be found out. That'd be why I schemed to have DePlume see the body. So you admit it. You deliberately framed Orla. Arr, it be true. But what skin be that off anybody's nose? That orca be a murderin' scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that orca, but I always felt grateful toward the captain. The orca murdered Azura and the captain, so of course she could walk the plank. Ugh, I don't have a response to that. I agree it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear. Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor, I think I just became aware of a new fact. Oh, and what is that? Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred of Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under on its ear. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start. Who else could it be but Sasha? Well, I mean... I can't look at evidence. I want to just say it was Orla, but we know Sasha was the disciple of Azura. I could make an argument that Rimes would be incredibly annoyed at the fact that even though Sasha was close to Azura, she nevertheless continued to devote herself to the orca whale. Maybe the animosity towards the orca also could extend to Sasha. Look, Rimes just said this. The orca murdered Azura and the captain, so of course she should walk the plank. No, I don't believe Orla killed Jack. No, our entire purpose here is to clear both Orla and Sasha's names. Meaning, if Orla wasn't the one who killed him, then it must have been Rimes. It had to have been Rimes at this point. So I think he's trying to say that he was trying to kill Sasha too. I think that's what's going on here. Or it could be Dr. Crab. No, I think it's Sasha.
Take that!
Oh, I overthought it, didn't I? This is the one the witness meant to kill from the start. Really? But why? Well, because, one can only wonder. Mr. Wright, how dare you roll the dice when you accuse someone of intent to murder? I apologize, Your Honor. I'll do better next time. No penalty? Yay! Okay, I really did think it over too hard.
Take that!
What? So the witness's intent was to kill the orca? Exactly. The witness's intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was all a scheme to kill Orla. The orca was his true target, but Jack Shipley is the one who died. The orca is alive and quite well. Huh. He's right. He wanted to kill the orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. How did that happen? Wait a minute. What if Mr. Rimes' wanting to kill Orla was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death? At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado of a moment ago? Enough of these reckless words without any basis in fact.
Objection!
They aren't reckless words. The basis for my claim is at the real murder scene, the show pool. What are you talking about? It's my contention that two incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the orca and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the orca, Mr. Rimes removed something from the scene. And by doing so, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death. He did what now? Mr. Wright, what did Mr. Rimes remove in an attempt to kill Orla? We found the prints on the ladder. Yeah, okay. Remove the water. If you remove the water, that means the orca could die, and it would become possible for someone to fall to their death 65 feet. It's the water.
Take that!
Don't tell me you're trying to claim you tried to kill the orca by draining the pool water. That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marlon Rimes took charge of Orla, with a plan to kill Orla in the show pool. And because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to fall to his death in the show pool. Okay, I know they say you are what you eat, but wow. Yar, I tried to kill the orca, you say. Can you even prove there was nary a drop of water in the pool? That day I was simply looking after the orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
You claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th, but I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time. How would you know such a thing? I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. The system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's record, we can tell exactly when she ate, or didn't eat. Sink me! Nobody ever told me about that dastardly contraption. Only a few of the Shipshape Aquarium staff know about this system. According to Orla's record, she never ate in those early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her.
Silence!
You're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the orca simply wasn't hungry. He's right. I don't have any proof. If Orla simply didn't eat, then that would have created an inconsistency. Where did her fish go? Her fish? Good question. Where did it disappear to? Fish? What does it matter? What relevance does it have to this case? Cease this stalling with inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the orca's stomach and delve into the case instead.
Objection!
But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance, I think. What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? Oh. Could that be when Rifle ate the charm? Did Marlon Rimes drop his charm at that point? I think I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must have been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rimes didn't notice. Visitor? Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect at this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Taka won't look favorably upon it. I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't yet know. Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful. Somehow, Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visitor to the show stage. Rifle. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage. First an orca, now a penguin. Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do you have any proof Rifle visited the show stage? If you be a lawyer of any salt, show me your evidence. The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. That fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. I have to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to the show stage. Now, to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt. This is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Okay, something pink going on there? Oh my god. A sign Sasha made for the new show. It's been left to dry since the early hours of the 20th. Those were footsteps all along! Yes! Oh, that is good shit.
Take that!
Oh my, what a cute little sign. Look at all of those adorable stars. Wait, oh, didn't I say some of them looked like footprints? Did I say? I swear. Oh, I swear I said something like that, didn't I? Wait, did I? I think I might have. Yo. Oh my god, these stars are actually starfish Miss Buckler painted the sign. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left the sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying. Aye, that be true, but what be your point? On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where is this proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out. Absolutely beautiful.
Take that!
A couple of the pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others. Oh, you're right. They look almost like little leaves. Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. These little leaf-like shapes on this sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry. Oh ho! What cute little pink penguin prints! So there are footprints. What of them? Marlon Rhymes was watching over the sign at the show stage while the paint dried, and during that time the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all. Begad! Rifle ate Orla's fish. Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the skull rock. It couldn't have been moved without me. The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction? Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time? Right, Dono. If you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness's testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackquill, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Speaking of interruptions, when will be a natural time to end this video? Mr. Wright, let's try to find out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must be true because he helped move the skull rock. And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen? In the water? In the water? Inside the pool? But you're right, if he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So are you saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere?
Objection!
Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. The penguin is a key point. The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Arr! Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage, but if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence!
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion. That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with the false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. What? Yarr! Oh! Wow, blood. That's a... Oh, man. That's a... Huh. So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? It's working. Just a little further now and Sasha will be proven not guilty. Well, this doesn't answer who killed Jack Shipley. How did he fall in the pool?
Silence!
If you think you've won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Of course not. What kind of bilge be that? I be but a simple animal keeper. Yar. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca? The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where is your sword of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca? No, his hair. His perfectly coiffed hair. No! Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work. But how can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable.
Objection!
Well, it appears that I was mistaken. Athena? I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again, only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered the old right way. The right way? Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. I don't know if the case is gonna end soon. Like, if I end the video right here, this would be a pretty nice place. I could, like, finish the case in, like, the next 20 minutes or something. And then I'd have to, that'd be so awkward. I'm just gonna, maybe we could get to, like, a cross-examination, maybe. Yeah, after all, it's been so long since I uploaded a video. Due to this heat wave, I may as well put out a longer than usual video. Why not? Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence.
Objection!
All the witnesses? Huh? I don't think... Oh... No. No. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases. The central figure. The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now. Who are you talking about? I demand you tell the court immediately. Who is this central figure in both cases? Commence peak fiction!
Take that!
The defense calls the central figure in both cases Orla the Orca. You intend to cross-examine an orca? Yar! Cross-examine an orca? You must be addled. It be impossible, says I.
Silence!
This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection!
Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Very well, do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict. I'm ready and confident. So, cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up. Oh, thank God. I'm so glad I didn't end it back there. I was this close. Oh. To be continued. Right now, just for a little bit. Just for a teensy bit. Gonna get to some music. Okay. Oh my God. Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright. Oh my god, we're here. We've made it. We're gonna cross-examine the orca. It's everything I could have ever dreamed of. Oh man. Okay, yeah, so, not sure how to feel about Rhymes' heel turn. So yeah, I am happy that this case had me guessing back and forth between two people. If there's one issue that this series has, it's that the majority of the time, the identity of the killer is immediately obvious. Sometimes I do wish it's a bit more suspect, of a bit more of a whodunit feel, you know? I really enjoy that feeling, that mystery. Like, don't get me wrong, it's satisfying and all to know from the start or near the start and work your way backwards to figure out how this conniving, maniacal murderer got away with it, or did it, and how you can prove it. But the alternative is nice. So, I do really like, as weird and off-putting as his full-body transformation is, I do really like that his employee name tag card just flipped around to reveal his old gold chain. Because we saw it in the photo with Azura. He had that gold chain with his name on it. I do. Oh, whatever. I'm tired. It's midnight. It just turned midnight. I see it on my clock. I'm tired. I need to go to bed, so I'm looking forward to Peak Fiction next time. Hope you are too. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Dual Destinies. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you... oh my. I'll catch you next time, so until then, please take care.